Hi, and welcome to this new series on emerging or current technologies within education. This is going to be a 5-video set, and we're going to begin looking at the Sphero unit. If you're unfamiliar with Sphero, it's this, it looks like a tennis ball, but there's actually a robotic mechanism inside that you control through a Bluetooth connected iPad, tablet, phone, whatever you would like to use for that. So really, what it is just a Bluetooth controlled robot ball, and they have their standard kind of, crystallized looking Sphero. That's called the Sphero Spark, and that one's meant more for education. They have the BB-8 unit, which was in celebration of Star Wars The Force Awakens coming out. And then they also have their standard unit, which it just kind of looks like plastic, and you can do all sorts of different colors to it, which is pretty cool. Basically, Sphero provides several different apps. There's just a regular remote control app that you can use. There's a coding app for it. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that goes with it. But you use that to control the robot. And if you're using the coding app specifically, you code it to do things like move forward like 3 rotations, turn right 100 degrees, things like that. And best part about the Sphero is that it's shatter resistant and buoyant, meaning that you can either throw it or float it. And that's what I love about this, because it opens it up more to just being a remote controlled vehicle that stays on land. You can now turn it into something along the lines of like a boat. How are you going to program your boat to get across something? So how can it really be used, and why you really do need this in your classroom? Well, first off, the Sphero can be used with any age, although personally I recommend using it with 1st through 3rd grade. They're going to be the ones who receive the most out of the coding, programming out of it, as it does just teach the foundations of that programming. Older kids are just going to have fun with it, and they're going to see it as a toy, whereas younger kids are going to see it more as like a way of learning and a way to learn through play. It's a great way to introduce students to programming. Because it's teaching those core fundamentals of you have to break everything down into specific steps to accomplish a larger task. Students are interacting with tablets, apps, and robots in a positive, productive way. We always hear there's a lot of complaint about how kids are on tablets too much, playing games too much. Well, this is a great way to help encourage learning through the use of technology. And of course, as I always say, you got to learn through play. I think that's the best way for anyone, students, adults, kids, you learn through play. You learn through doing things. And this is an easy way to introduce coding skills to a group of younger kids. Some of the strengths of the Sphero unit is, again, learning through play. Hands-on learning. I love hands-on learning. I'm a big constructivism guy, or constructionism guy, excuse me. So I believe a lot of learning occurs with hands-on concepts. It's teaching those key coding skills, and it's also encouraging creativity. Some of the things you can do with Sphero are create a chariot, so it has to pull something. So kids have to design something out of cardboard or paper, design a boat, a lot of the same components. So there's an extra level of creativity added onto it. Some of the limitations currently with Sphero is each Sphero unit requires its own iPad. And that can be costly if you're looking at setting this up. So maybe you have one iPad and one Sphero, and that's awesome, but now you want 3 Spheros. That means you now have to find 2 more iPads to use with it. Then, the Sphero also only has an hour battery life. Now, it is through inductive charging, so you don't plug it into anything, you just set it on a base, and it is a fairly quick charge to it. But that 1 hour of battery life can interfere if you're having a class use it, and then another class come in and use it within, 45-minute class periods. Hopefully you found this look at the Sphero interesting, and perhaps it leads you to purchase or investigate more into using Sphero within your classroom.